Work done, the mate works here. The old engine.
Exactly. Throw them out. Cheers, mate. Safe driving.
That's here, isn't it?
So, yeah, John, you used to that photo, I don't know. And that was the other one. Yeah.
Two vehicles here. We'll need to get away in 5 minutes so afterwards, so over to you, Martin.
Thank you. I don't know what you want me to say.
Well, I just hear a bit of the history, Rick.
Oh, perhaps look, the Holden is a bit of a special car in that I was 18 at General Motors when that car went down the line, and I was working on the line at General Motors. I was following another path, but I couldn't afford motor racing. And so I used to go and work at General Motors to make some serious money. And that car went down the line. I would have worked on it. I can't remember what job I did. But I said to my father, I said, he was a taxi driver and he'd buy a new car every 2 years. And I said, the new Holden's out there, just go and have a look at it. He went up to Mantle Motors, which was at the top of our street, and that car was in the showroom. And he said, my dad said, yeah, I'll have one of those, but I want it in black. Because he always had black taxis. Since 1965, he'd always had black cars. And they said, no, sorry, we don't do it, we can't do it, not one car anymore, it's black. And he said, oh, I'll buy that one, then I'll use it as a wedding car. And that's what he did. So he bought that in September of '72, and it stayed in the family the whole time. It's done 60,000 miles.
Great story.
It hasn't had a dent, that's original paint. It's had a broken windscreen. Apart from that, the car's absolutely original from you.
Wow.
It's 253.
It's 253, which is the cream. And what makes it different is that it's got a bench seat. because it was so early in the production that they hadn't had because all the upholstery had to be made here in New Zealand. So the car would come here and they'd do certain New Zealand content, and part of that was the upholstery. So we used to do the upholstery in the factory, but the seats for the Premier hadn't arrived. So this was the first car went down the line, so it got a bench seat.
There wouldn't have any of those cars there, right, with a bench seat Premier?
You'd have to order it.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, because normally they have a console with 2 seats.
Yes.
Right? Because Dad was using it as a taxi, it was going to be perfect, but he never put it on the road as a taxi. Right, so underneath is like, if you imagine a car that's done 100,000 Ks, that's what that looks like underneath.
Yeah.
And if you open it and smell it, it smells like 1972.
Wow.
And the other one I think is the tea.
Yes.
After they did a bit of an article on the shed here in a local magazine, the lady said, what are you going to do next? I've just finished a little truck, so that was in 2012. And I said, I don't know if I did anything, I'd probably build a big one of these. And you'll see I've got some models there, which are the original models that were put together. I used to buy them in my uncle's sports shop out of the money I earned, and I'd buy the models, and I was 12, 13. And I had one at Uncertainty, and I took it down. I said, I might build a big one of these, sort of joking, and I put it down. And the lady in the article said, Marion, you better buy your tickets for overseas, because he's got another plan. And the article came out, and I read it, and I went over and I opened the box, took the plastic model, glued it together, and took it to a guy and said, do you think we can make this body? And we made it out of wood. So that is made like a boat, where it's together, and it's glued and screwed, and then we've gel coated it and painted it. It took 7 years. But it took 5 years to gather all the parts in America that I needed. You know, like the hillboard ejection and the front axle and the wheels and tyres, and just to get everybody to make things for us. It took 5 years. So yeah, 7 years. Then we took it to SEMA in 19. Then we took it to the Grand National Roadster Show, left it over there, went to the Grand National Roadster Show in the January of 20. And then the rest of 20 we travelled around the eastern side of America, we went to 7 shows. And all those trophies and things at the top, and all the placings it got and various things that it got. But like it got the car, I won't go on about all the undercarriage and all that, but it got best paint in Kansas City out of 650 cars.
Wow. Painted locally.
Yeah, painted locally by a club member. Well, he's painted all my cars. All the cars have all been by Mark Jones. Over us, so.
Yeah.
So that was it. So we brought it home 2 days before lockdown, and then spent the next 5 weeks doing nothing, didn't we? And then by then the car arrived back home, and now it sits here. And it won't go on the road here in New Zealand. It's too big a mission to get it over the line. So we started to build it, like we put brakes on it. The original didn't have brakes, but it's got the same amount of domes on the seats as the original model. We built it off that the real model there, the plastic model. You count the number of seat buttonholes in the model, and we made it exactly the same as that. So it's harder to do that than to just say, oh, this is what I'd like to do. We had to make it to a plan. And there she sits.
Thank you very much.
way forward.
Just give me your numbers and I'll